So Cindy, what made you go into the practice of law?
Something I've always wanted to do since high school. I wanted to be a lawyer.
And you chose family law, is that right, to go into? Of all the areas that's so stressful, what made you choose family law?
Well, I've been licensed for about 25 years, and I started in real estate. And then my life took a bit of a turn. I got involved in business with my ex-husband, and then I had a political career for a while. And then, unfortunately, I went through a very contentious divorce of my own, which took about 7 years. Between separation, divorce, and then post-decree issues, it was a very long process. And during that time, I understood that there were very few resources for clients other than their attorney. So during that time, I decided to start hosting multidisciplinary conferences, and I wrote seminars for the general public, primarily for women who were going through divorce. And it just grew into a family law practice eventually because I had a passion for it. Yeah.
Is there a particular side of family law that you either excel at or enjoy more, meaning either the property side or the custody side?
Well, I have 2 grown children, so I fully appreciate what it's like to raise children on your own. And so I think that's an added value I bring to the table, as well as my business background and real estate background. There's much more to a divorce process, particularly, or a prenuptial agreement, or custody issues, or any of the other things that you deal with in family law that affect your decisions and how you write your agreements. There's the practical life aspect to what this really means for your clients. It's not just, okay, how do we sort out the visitation and how do we divide by 2? And I think I bring a big value to the table in that sense, yeah.
I see your passion for your clients and your passion for the law. That's so evident. What else in life do you love? What else are you interested in outside of the law?
I love the arts. I love music. I love to dance. I do yoga. I do things that help me stay balanced and centered so I can really be on spot for my clients. Because I think when you're, if you're drowning in the ocean, it's nice to know you've got someone standing on the shore, and I try to be that anchor for everyone that I work with, yeah.
Well, give me a few words that your clients would use that best describe you.
Well, I would hope that they would feel I'm very competent. I feel like I'm compassionate. I'm a very good listener, and I'm a good advocate when it's necessary. I think I'm a very good negotiator, and 5 years in politics has been very helpful in that respect.
Do you, Cindy, have a most memorable legal moment?
I do, and it was during an adoption proceeding, and I was appointed as an ad litem to represent this young man who was being adopted by his grandparents. And it was a rather sad situation. Both of his parents had been incarcerated, and both of them died in prison. But he had these beautiful grandparents who just loved and adored him, and he felt the same way about them. So when I went to visit the home to see, his circumstances, living conditions, that sort of thing, you could just see this beautiful love between this young man, he was 12 years old, and his grandparents. And when he came to court, they had been saving for over a year to afford the legal fees to go through the adoption process. And he got in front of the judge, and we went through the procedures, and the judge asked him all the little questions, and he says, well, now come back in chambers because I want you to pick out a stuffed animal. Well, this family was originally from Nicaragua, and he went back and he picked out a little teddy bear that was dressed in red, white, and blue with carrying an American flag. And when he came out in front of the judge and he said, this is what I picked, and all of these, he was so proud to be in this country and so happy, to be adopted by his grandparents. Everybody cried. I mean, it was just, it was a wonderful moment. Very happy.
Why do other lawyers refer cases to you?
I think for the reasons that we've talked about. I think for my colleagues that I know well, they feel comfortable in knowing that I'm going to take good care of a referral.
No lawyer wins all their cases. So what do you learn about yourself and about your practice of law when it doesn't go as well as maybe it could have?
Well, family law, first of all, I don't think there's a win or a lose. It's just a tough way to sort out financial issues and how the children are going to manage a new lifestyle. So I really don't look at it in a win-lose situation in this particular field of law. This is not, how to battle who gets more. I guess some people look at it that way, but that's not the way I feel about it.
How do you help your clients deal with the immeasurable amount of stress that they must go through as they experience their divorce?
Well, I encourage people to do something for themselves every day, because it's very important to be able to manage the stress levels, that, particularly if you're in litigation.
Are there any cases that you've been brought that you turned down?
I won't take a case if I feel that either I'm being manipulated or the process will. I just don't have time for that.
So it sounds like integrity is an important word to you.
It's very important, yes. And I think if you have, even if the other side is not playing fair, it's important to be able to finish, particularly a divorce process, with your head high and knowing that you did everything you could from your side to do the right thing. And there's a lot of discretion involved in a lot of ways in doing that. Sometimes it involves disclosing financial assets. Sometimes there are personal relationships involved. If there's children, there are clear boundaries in lots of different ways that should be respected.
How do you want to be most remembered, both professionally and personally?
For someone who cares about what I'm doing, and I genuinely take an interest in every case that I handle, and I work hard for my clients. I try to treat everyone as if the way I would want to be handled during the process.